Hello, I'm Nisi, and I wanted to share my experience with Lola and the pure romance um, experience. So I'm just gonna go through like from start to sort of finish because I haven't received I haven't received all of my products yet. I've received like I got one at the party, but so it's not truly from start to finish, but it's close enough, you know. So so let me start by saying um, I'm 38, and I have definitely been to sex parties before, or I've been to sex parties before, but sex toy parties, toy parties. And my experience, really, it's only been like a couple though, through my whole life. Um, and something that might seem like a TMI, but like isn't in the context, is that I'm a pretty sexual person. I do love toys. I am into some BDSM. So there's lots of toys with BDSM, anywhere from floggers to some nice rope to engage in shibari. Um, and well, let's just say there's a lot of stuff. So, given that how much experience I have with various like realms of sex or sexual expression, I am surprised that I've only been to a couple toy parties in my life, and the ones that I'd been to when I was younger, um, I didn't really understand the value of well-made toys and products that are quality. I'd always try to be getting that cheap lube, at the sex shop, yeah, or like some like cheap little bullet vibrator, or, just some bullshit because, um, when you don't necessarily have either a lot of expendable money or an understanding about quality, you're willing to settle, and then of course that's going to impact your view of toys, of offerings in general. So when Lola approached me about um, either, just buying from her uh, or having a party, hosting a party, I was a little reticent because in my mind, all of these companies, this is how I viewed it, prior to my experience. All these companies are just trying to sell you like some $300 fucking dildo vibrator when it's probably only worth like $40, and they just, how are they gonna make money? Of course they have to mark it up, blah blah blah. And I'm like, how can I hold a party and in good conscience, have my friends who are all at various stages of struggling, because I don't know when this video is going to be viewed. This if this video gets used a lot through time. This is taking place during 2020. September, during COVID-19, during the social distancing, during the masks, and so this is like a unique kind of moment in time. And so I felt like I said, like having people come that I love that are struggling and having, financial hardships or just hardships in general. Why would I invite them to a party to, buy overpriced fucking toys? Like this ridiculous. So, but one of the great things that I reminded myself of is that uh, Lola herself. So I can't necessarily speak about pure romance. Making sure it's pure romance, not true romance with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yes, pure romance. I can't speak about pure romance as a whole because I don't work for them, and so But I'm so Lola though. I know Lola to be a respectable, intelligent, very organized and savvy businesswoman. I happen to be wearing one of her previous products. She sold lip syncs before, and I was a loyal customer to her, and So coming from Lola, I felt like she wasn't trying to just pull one over. You know what I mean? If it had been someone else that I didn't really trust as much, I probably would have passed up on this opportunity. And so, first of all, Lola is very organized. She's very diligent. She's very detail oriented. So, you signing up to be a hostess, and or just not even maybe being a hostess, maybe just being a customer, um, you can expect that she's got your back. You know what I mean? Like, she is going to try and get you the best deal, and she's going to take care of you, and she's going to be very quick about communication and responding. She's very diligent. So, and that's really important, you know, um, again, especially during these times. So, so she approaches me. I was reticent, and I shared my feelings with her about that. Like, I was like, look, I mean, does it make sense to kind of have these parties during, COVID-19? And she's like, well, I have a virtual option or an in-person option, should you decide you want to go ahead with doing the party. And so I thought about it a little bit. And I was like, well, if I have it at my house and we wear masks, and I don't invite like a million people, like, at least, even if this turns out to be what I was worried about it being, which was overpriced and, just trying to make a quick buck, um, at least I would get to fellowship with my friends and have fun, because there is just something special and unique about getting to get together with people and talk about sex. Sex is very taboo. Um, and I think that it's very healthy to be in situations and environments and around people who you can express yourself around and talk about this stuff with, because unfortunately there's a lot of misinformation going around about various aspects of sex and sexual expression. um, like, for instance, one big one is that a lot of time there's a lot of shame uh, inherent to like women admitting that they need slash want slash use lubrication. Oh, well, if your man or woman was treating you right, you wouldn't need no lube. You'd make everything you need. And it's, and that's a really unfortunate, piece of misinformation, because you can have some WAP as much as, as much as like the next person, but like Lola will inform you, like when she's talking about her the lubrication aspect of the demo, um, you get micro tears, and then those kind of have scarification, and that can either be painful or it could reduce sensation, and then as you get older, it all just compounds. So the idea that, like, just a simple idea, that women shouldn't we shouldn't need lubrication, and then it's like, well, why are you buying lube? I mean, even that is like a whole thing. So being able to get together in these parties and having someone like Lola, because regardless of if there's a script that they give, the people doing the part, like what Lola is, she's a representative of pure romance. Even if they give you a script, it's still really important to include the education aspects in these sorts of things. Like, yes, we should like tease and and have fun and laugh and giggle, but the education is really important. And in the couple of parties I've been to before, they didn't focus at all on education. They were just like, here's some toys, here's a I don't know, this is makes, I don't know, it just didn't, it wasn't informative. It was just kind of like an excuse for people to kind of get together, and there's nothing wrong with that, the excuse to get together aspect. So I really appreciated that there was education slash information that was very valuable. And it's important that people don't view their bodies as this broken thing, because sex is a very vulnerable, intimate act, regardless of if it's with your partner of 15 years or with a one night stand. It is still a process for a lot of people. And so, number one, this was a great environment to for people to kind of be open and honest about stuff that maybe they wouldn't be, otherwise, or wouldn't feel comfortable just busting out asking about this. Does it help with this? I experienced this. Would this address this, or would this exacerbate this, or so she asked me. I was reticent. I decided, let's just do it. At least I can have a nice time with a couple, select handful of people, and cool. So I ended up doing the in person and adding the virtual option as well. And that was a really cool hybrid option that I don't know if it would necessarily exist, if not for these COVID times. So now the virtual aspect is really cool, but the beauty of these types of presentations is that you can actually you can touch the toy. You can feel what it feels like. You can turn the toy on. Okay, it buzzes like this. Okay, that's too intense. Okay, is that the lowest setting? That'll fucking grind my clit straight off. Or whatever. Because a lot of times if you can't touch a toy, how are you supposed to know if it's going to meet your needs? So virtual's cool, but in person is always the best. But virtual is cool though, because you do still get the information aspect. So she immediately after she asked me what date, we picked the date. And I was kind of worried about not checking with people to see if they were open, and she's like, just set a date. People are people, and that's people are people. They're gonna come or they're not. So just asking people what date works is almost like, whatever, just fucking pick a date that works for you, because you're the one that's going to be opening your home and getting them hors d'oeuvres and them refreshments, and everything ready. So make it work for you, girl. So we picked a date, and then she immediately made a Facebook event with cute little pictures, since it's close to Halloween. And a lot of myself and a lot of my friends, we love to dress up for Halloween. And because of COVID, I wanted to make it like a little spooky Halloween party, so people could, if they wanted to, indulge in dressing up. Just having that little extra like fun. Of course there was no pressure, and everybody for the most part ended up dressing up cute. Some kind of cute little costume. And so that expression was a really fun, part of it. And so we set it for spooky theme. She had like a cute background on the event, and she had a cute verbiage, like get your potions, lotions, and get for the motions, like totally just really elevated it from like, hey y'all, you want to get together and look at some sex toys, to hello, it is time for the sex toy mania. Okay, maybe not like that, but I liked how she really personalized and really brought to life, just even before the party even occurred. So that was fucking awesome. So I invited a lot of people, made it clear. I was like, look, we're gonna have masks. That's and we're gonna, check temps at the door. And obviously don't, darn, I'm trying not to say the F word. Don't come if, you've been sick, and so we were able to observe a modicum of social distancing. I mean, it's not like my living room is the biggest ever, but so I had a little anxiety about like how many people I should invite, because I was like, should I invite like 60 people? And Lola's like, look, so she said something like, half of the people you invite aren't even gonna, show up, and then of the half of the people that like say that they're going to, like a third of them may show up. So I ended up inviting probably like 40 to 60 people, literally. But I also did that with the virtual component in mind too. I was like, well, because of COVID, y'all can just sit from the comfort of your home and observe the party, and that's cool. And so I had like about 15 or 16 people say they were going, 12 or 14 people that said maybe, only like 5 that said no, and then a bunch that didn't even see the invitation. And so of the people that said they were going, like, like 5 of them had actually pre-purchased because they realized they weren't going to be able to come in person that night. And same for some of the maybes. So, um, I was kind of like at the last minute, I was like, oh God, should I invite more people? Should I uninvite people? And she was very reassuring through the whole process. Like, I wasn't like having an anxiety attack, I was just like, oh no, should people haven't seen it? Like, should I delete? She's just like, it's fine. Who's gonna come is gonna come. And so she was very reassuring, and I really appreciated that. Because I mean, it's just, she just made it like it's fine. So the night of, 6:30. So we set the party time for 7, and the presentation would be like at 7:30. So at 6:30, she showed up and set up, and of course, me being who I am as a person, I was still getting ready. I'm perpetually late to everything. I was in my own home and I was late to my own party, but that's okay. So I was, still getting ready. I made sure she had what she needed. She brought her own table. Like, she is travel ready. She probably would have brought her own chair if she needed to, you know. So her own table, cute ass little tablecloth, set up her products. My guests, began arriving. They like enjoyed the refreshments. I enjoyed the Bloody Marys. I love Bloody Marys. um, and so, when the time came, we sat down, we started doing the presentation, and it was really fun. Like, she had, prizes for, like, well, she has like little contests, little opportunities for like, prizes or gifting, to people. So it's like you show up and you get something for just like showing up. If you bring a person that wasn't invited, you get like a gift, or if it was your first time at any of these kinds of parties, you get a gift, or like, so stuff like that. So it was really like appealing and attractive to the people you would invite, like your guests, because like, who the hell doesn't want something fun, something fun and sexy, just for showing up, or just for kind of, and and so, she passed around the products, and again, like, not just with like the sex toys, but like, I didn't get any products that I got. I'm gonna get those soon, but like the lubes, like the nipple cream, the stuff called O, which is for you put on your clit and it makes it more sensitive. Like, getting to taste the stuff, try the stuff, feel the stuff, was invaluable. And again, that's a big thing. Like, you can go to a sex store, which may have like slightly better prices, and I'm only saying that because maybe they don't. I don't fucking know. Frick. Sorry, bad words. But you don't get to like try it all, and like have somebody that's knowledgeable about it, like telling you, information. I had a vegan friend here who was inquiring about, allergens and ingredients. I had another friend here who had MS, and so she was wondering, stuff about, how stuff would, how the intensity and how it would affect. It's not like it's not like Lola was prepared to answer questions about MS, but I'm just saying, like, people had a variety of situations going on that Lola, took in stride and was sensitive and respectful and fun, about how she handled it. And that's really important because, again, it's a taboo, sensitive subject. It just is, unfortunately. So, sex, I mean. So, so my guests placed their order. Again, like, prior to even having the party, I had already met a tier goal. Because, so for a hostess, I don't remember the tier goals off the top of my head, and they may change. So me telling you precisely what all of them are is probably not going to be helpful because it may not be applicable when you're watching this. So, there's various tiers. Like, okay, if like $250 are spent, you get like a 30. I don't know. You get like X number off, and then if this much, you get like X number off and 50% off a product, and then if this much, you get the X number off, 50% off of 2 products, free shipping, and there's all kinds of like things, like, as you meet these different tiers of products being ordered, orders being placed. And so um, I had already met like the first tier before the party even occurred. You know, because a part of the Facebook event, or her making the Facebook event, you know, she put in there the catalog. So you know, that way you could peruse. And that's another thing I valued. You know, sometimes some of these things they don't put prices. You know, there are prices. Everything was very transparent. It's very important. You know, not just during these times, but especially during these times of you know, financial hardships for some. I mean, it would suck to like kind of just see a catalog of like no prices and be like, usually when there's no price, it already means I know I can't afford it. You know, and I've, like I said, I've definitely seen. This is why I passed up going to like a lot of different sex toy parties, because it's been like that. I'm like, thanks for showing me the products, but how much are they? Or you know what I mean? It's just kind of like, so um, so as a hostess, like I was already going into my party feeling excited, you know, because I was already going to receive a great benefit um, simply for holding the party. So, um, you know, after everyone placed their order and everyone, you know, was excited and jazzed and, you know, like pumped up, and some people had even had the Pure Romance products and they were able to give testimonies as well, like during the party, like, oh yeah, I've used that, it's fucking bomb as fuck, you know. Or my cousin, she had used one product and, you know, the taste had a weird aftertaste, and she was right, you know, being honest about stuff, and that's what you want, honesty. So the party wrapped up, and then, you know, she left it, you know, a day or two window for a couple people who just needed to go back and confer with, you know, their significant others on what they wanted to purchase. And so we left it open for like 2 days to give everybody, you know, the time they needed to place orders. And so when all was said and done, um, the tier goals, again, I'm not going to go through them because they may not be relevant at the time that you watch this. So you talk to Lola about that. So, but I had met enough tier goals, you know, with the quantity of product that was ordered by my amazing friends, that I was able to order um, $600, over $600 worth of product for less than half. So I ended up paying less, like a third, and I was floored. Like you know, I'm going like another TMI, but it's still kind of relevant. Like I'm going through like some sexual chrysalis right now, and I am just like a horn dog. And all of these products that like were present, like these, not all of them, but like the ones I ordered. Oh man, like I had been wanting like this for that, and like more sensitive, you know, like all the I these are products that were plucked from my little sexual chrysalis fantasies. I was like, ooh, I wonder if there's something that helps my clit, you know, be more sensitive, you know, because I edge a lot. I wonder if there's something that'll make my nipple more receptive. Yep, there is. You know what I mean? Like, I wonder if there's something that makes, you know, anal more enjoyable. Um, and then also, there was like anal toy. So I'm going to talk about some anal stuff. There were some really awesome anal toys geared for men, you know, to stimulate the prostate. And there was, you know, quite a few things that were for men. Now, men can't come to the party. Um, Individuals who identify as men can't come to the party. It's just like a pure romance rule, and I do understand it from the perspective of um, it needs to be an open environment so that the women showing up feel free to talk openly about things that maybe they would have felt stifled if there was a male presence. So, um, but even in that, the fact that there were amazing toys for men that go beyond just a simple cock sleeve, you know what I mean, um, was really cool. So I got a couple of them. You're damn right I did. I'm fucking hell of excited. I'm gonna go to anal town on some of these men. I got me a strapless strap-on vibrator. So, like it's kind of shaped like an L. So this part goes into the vaginal, canal, and then this part goes into, well, maybe someone's vagina or maybe someone's ain't, butt, whatever, whatever it is you're doing. You can get extra kinky and make someone blow you. You know, um, and so I had been wanting to get one of those for a while, and I got to touch it. I got to see the settings. I got to, kind of really, take it. It's out of the package. You usually see this stuff just online or in a package, and it was like, again, invaluable to be able to touch these things and really understand, you know. And it's really valuable if you have like sensory issues too. So, um, so okay, yeah. So the value of being a hostess is definitely there. Um, and the value of the product is definitely there. So it's really, I mean, it's truly a no-brainer. And I know that that's like a cliche thing to say, especially for like a testimony video, but I mean, this was really a great experience, and to be able to be with my friends and to know that they're buying something that is quality, that even in these COVID times, taking care of yourself is literally and figuratively one of the most important things you can do. And one of the best ways of self care, it does involve sexual health and making sure that you're getting your sexual needs met. Being frustrated because you're not able to achieve orgasm, or you're not able to um, spice things up, with your partner or whatever the case may be, that has a very large effect that I think people overlook, or just, kind of undermine, allow to undermine themselves. And so this is one of the best things that you can do for yourself, assuming that you're able to have the financial resources to do so. And so if you hold a party, um, anybody buying stuff just helps you at least get something. You know what I mean? Like you're not going to walk away like totally empty-handed. And there's various ways that you can kind of like hype up the party aspect, and like, but at the end of the day, just simply giving the catalog and just opening your home, and having like that sacred space where you can, where you can fellowship with other women about this is, when you pair that with all the rewards, like this was a great experience. And so I'm really excited to get everything. And I'm just totally floored about how much I got out of this. It's really worth doing. It's very, very much worth doing. So 100% would recommend. And Lola says that 3 months I can have another party. So you better believe I'm gonna have another party, because I want to get the box office, which is it's like a vibrator that goes like in your panties, and then it has like these metallic clips. So it's almost like a maxi pad, how it like attaches, but like it's a vibrator. Whoop, whoop. So I guess I'll have to start wearing underwear for that, but I would do that for that. So yes, definitely recommend. If you have any questions, just ask her. No question is weird or rude. I mean, obviously there's like some rude questions, like unrelated, but if you're just asking about the whole process, like no question is inappropriate, wrong, or rude, and just be honest about your concerns, because then she can actually address them instead of you having them and like creating something in your head that doesn't need to be there. So definitely book your party like today, because she is booking parties left and right. And if you want to have a party anytime soon, you better get in soon. So have a good day, have a good orgasm, and use lube.